This is Bobby Crow from Signs of the Swarm, and thank you for checking out CUERO y Metal en Guarova.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches tengan todos y sean bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista aquí en el canal de YouTube de Cuero y Metal en Córdoba. No dejen de suscribirse para estar al tanto de todo nuestro contenido. En el día de hoy tengo el agrado de conversar con Bobby Crow, baterista de la banda estadounidense Signs of the Swarm. Bobby, how are you? Welcome to Cuero y Metal Radio Show.
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Bueno, están a pocos días del lanzamiento de su quinto trabajo discográfico larga duración titulado Amongst the Low and Empty a través de Century Media Records. ¿Cómo te sentís en estos días previos al lanzamiento de un nuevo álbum?
We're very, very excited. It's been a long road to this point. It feels like we've been working at it for a very long time. So to be this close, I think we are just over a week away now to having the record out. It's awesome. It feels great. People are really loving the songs, it seems. And yeah, I can't wait for everybody to get to listen to it front to back. I'm very excited to see how people feel about it.
Bobby, a mediados del año pasado anunciaron su alianza con Century Media Records después de trabajar varios años con Unique Leader Records. ¿Cómo se han sentido este último año con el nuevo sello discográfico?
Oh, that's a great question. So I will say tons of respect for Unique Leader Records. They were very helpful to us and they were very respectful to us. But yeah, we've been looking to sign with a label like Century Media for a very long time. And the people there just treated us like family and welcomed us very, very nicely. And it's been great. It's very exciting to share a label with so many bands that I grew up listening to and caring about, and to get to kind of bump shoulders with them is really special.
Bien. Tenemos 11 nuevas canciones para este Amongst the Low and Empty, un disco contundente con 42 minutos de duración y que no da tiempo realmente a aburrirte. Es realmente una masacre sonora tras otra, básicamente. ¿Qué diferencia este nuevo álbum de las anteriores obras de Sign of the Swarm?
So we definitely spread our wings a lot on this record. Also, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we spread our wings a lot on this record and just tried a lot of new things, trusted our gut. We wrote the record very fast. We wrote most of it in about 2 months or so, 2.5 months. So we just had to trust our gut a lot and kind of chase our instincts. And yeah, we didn't think about it too hard. You know, we just like heavy music. We just want to make metal, deathcore, metalcore slams, all one thing. But yeah, I would say it's very different. It's much more melodic, and we cover a lot of ground in those 42 minutes. A lot of songs are very different. So if you put on any one song in the record, it could give you a different vibe, but if you listen to it front to back, it has a feeling. It feels like a whole piece. I love records that front to back, listen to. It feels good.
Bobby, este nuevo disco tiene como invitado especial a Matt de la banda Trivium para la canción The Witch Becomes. ¿Cómo surgió la idea de tener a Matthew dentro de este disco como invitado para este single?
Yeah, so we met Matt on tour in 2022, and he came out to see, I think, Fit for an Autopsy on the tour we did with them. And he brought food for everybody. He was just a very nice guy. We got to meet him, and it was very crazy. The Trivium was a huge band for me growing up, so to meet him and see that he's a very nice guy was awesome. And yeah, so we were in the studio. We talked to him a bit about working together, and some things just hadn't worked out. But when that time came around, we were talking about guest features. We brought him up, and our manager was actually a good friend with him as well. So he texted him, and within a few days, we had it all sorted out. So it's crazy. We had him record the whole song, pretty much the whole song, and then kind of take the pieces that we wanted and mix it together with David's vocals. And yeah, it came out very cool, very special.
Ujú. En canciones como Echelon se pueden escuchar grandes influencias de la música industrial. Sé que para este disco la banda, el productor y el encargado de la masterización del álbum hicieron especial hincapié en este género, incluso grabando el sonido de una motosierra en el patio de alguna casa. ¿qué bandas de metal industrial te inspiraron particularmente para apuntar hacia este sonido? Y me imagino que como baterista Raymond Herrera de Fear Factory habrá hecho un buen trabajo como influencia para tu instrumento, ¿no?
Yes, so Fear Factory is a huge influence for me. In general, I love that band Dino, and I grew up listening to that band, and they still influence me very heavily to this day. Sometimes accidentally, I realize it after the
Ujú,
fact that that's what I'm doing. But yeah, we focused a lot on the industrial side of things rather than like the normal deathcore symphonic kind of vibe. We tried to just go in a different direction when we could. But yeah, Joshua Travis, he supposedly was recording
ujú,
power tools in his backyard and chainsaws. But that song Echelon, that was co-written by Cameron Lush from Born of Osiris. So we wrote that song together actually. And yeah, so you definitely get a lot of that like metallic industrial vibes from that song, which is cool. I'm glad you picked it up. No one's really asked me about that song yet, so thank you. I'm excited to
ujú.
talk about it.
Among the Law and Empty estará disponible en distintos formatos y la gente podrá conseguirlo a través de la tienda de Century Media Records. ¿Cuál es tu formato preferido a la hora de escuchar música? ¿Sos fan del vinilo, el CD, el cassette o preferís la comodidad de las plataformas digitales?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, we have vinyl CD. I don't think we've done cassettes, which is sad. I would like to do that. I think anymore I do most of my listening on streaming because I drive a lot. It's just much easier. But I'm still a pretty big CD collector. I love CDs. I love vinyl. I have all of our vinyl here.
Wow.
But I really only keep ours, and if it's very special record from a band that I like, I will pick it up. But I do have my fiance, we have a huge CD collection still, tons of
Ujú.
side CDs. And I don't really listen to them physically anymore, but I do still enjoy collecting them. But I do most of my actual listening on streaming. So.
Eh, Sign of the Swarm ha desarrollado un sonido distintivo en la escena del deathcore. ¿Cómo describirías la evolución musical de la banda desde sus inicios hasta este momento actual, Bobby?
I would say so. We've had a lot of lineup changes over the years, and we always try to make our music like a very accurate representation of the people who are in the band at that time, everyone's personalities and influences. So that's an obvious change over the years as people change, everything we kind of want to do changes a little bit. But, we always just really want to be a heavy band, an extreme band. We just want to make heavy music. And it used to be, very low and slow. And then it was very fast and slammed. And then we kind of went a little more progressive with our third record. And then on our last record, we tried to like put all that together. And I love that record, but it was definitely a little bit jumbled. And then this one, I feel like we really kind of hit the mark on what we were trying to do with our last record. Just very heavy, but emotional and exciting and melodic, and just it covers a lot of the ground of the previous records kind of into one, but it makes sense more than we were able to do before with a lot of help from our producer Josh Schrader. And yeah, I think this record is a big culmination. I know people say that all the time, but it does feel like a big culmination of a lot of the stuff we've been doing, and it just kind of makes sense. I feel like it just sounds like Signs of the Swarm, which is awesome.
Bobby, con una gira tan extensa que abarca Estados Unidos, Europa y el Reino Unido desde el próximo 28 de julio hasta el mes de noviembre inclusive, ¿cómo se prepara la banda física y mentalmente para enfrentar un calendario tan cargado de conciertos?
Physically, we don't do too much aside from practice. Our vocalist David, he runs and does vocal conditioning at the gym and some lifting and that. The rest of us, we don't really work out too much or anything like that, but we do practice a lot. Usually before we start touring heavily, I always practice a little bit, but about a month before we leave, I start practicing a lot, like pretty much every day I can, as long as I can. Mentally, it's very difficult. We're still figuring that out. It's always kind of an uphill battle with leaving home and leaving your family behind and all that. But I think it's very important to surround yourself with people that understand and that are caring and respectful of this lifestyle. And also having people working with people in a band. Like I'm very grateful that everyone in our band is very friendly and understanding and just kind of happy to be here. So that makes it much easier. But yeah, we just try to make the most out of our time at home so that way when we do leave for the road, it's a little bit easier than just kind of running off all the time. So
Ujú. Con 5 discos de estudio bajo el brazo, tendrán muchas canciones que querrán incluir en el setlist de la próxima gira. ¿Cómo preparan, a partir de la salida de este nuevo álbum, la lista de temas para el próximo tour?
that's a great question. Yeah, we have lots of songs now, it feels like, and even more that have never come out. So yeah, we have lots of music. It's been almost 10 years now, which is incredible. Um, Yeah, we just a lot of the times we try to go for the fan favorites, and then pepper in some stuff that we want to do. We try to make a set list feel like exciting and kind of epic, like leaves an impression. So we want to come out really hard. Then we want to have some more chill songs in there to kind of get the people to bob their head, and then a couple more, heavier kind of like fight songs. And then we try to end our set every time with just a huge lasting impression. A lot of the times we played Death Whistle is like always an encore now because the end of that song is just such a great lasting impression on a crowd, I think. But yeah, we obviously have to play so many new songs, and a lot of the times we only get a certain amount of time to perform, so maybe 30 minutes. So a lot of the times people want us to play very old songs, and we have to play these new songs that are just coming out because we want to support them and we want to support our label and make them the best they can and yeah, it's a constant struggle to pick songs. So we do spend a lot of time going through our set list, but the one we are playing for this tour here in the States and then in Europe is a lot of new songs and a couple of old songs that we haven't played in a very long time. So I'm very excited for that.
Bobby, esperemos que pronto puedan presentar este nuevo disco en Latinoamérica y que Argentina tenga el placer de recibirlos. Para terminar con esta entrevista, me gustaría que le dejes un mensaje a nuestra audiencia, a los fanáticos latinoamericanos que van a estar viendo esta entrevista y disfrutando, por supuesto, del nuevo álbum a partir del 28 de julio. Y muchas gracias por tu tiempo desde ya.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for checking this out and tuning in, and thank you to you both for having me. We are desperately trying to get to more of Latin America and South America in 2024. So we went to um, we went to Mexico for the first time this year, just a few months ago, and we met some wonderful people, and we were trying to make connections, and they had mentioned to us about coming to South America and Latin America. So we are working on it. Hopefully it happens. It's always very, very hard work, but yeah, we've met some great people, and we're doing our best to get down there. So we are touring all of this year. We're touring all of next year as of now, at least until we start writing music again. So yeah, keep an eye out. I'm sure we will be around. So thank you.
Bobby, thank you so much, man.
Of course, thank you.